Hey besties, welcome back to Ally the Doula, your birth bestie for Real Talk. Today's episode is a fun one because I'm sitting down with someone who has been a part of my life through all three of my pregnancies and now helps take care of all three of my kids too. So this is not just a professional conversation. This is someone that I trust with my whole body and spirit, and I trust her completely with my children and their well-being. Dr. Brooke is a chiropractor, a business owner, a mom to a 5-year-old boy, and honestly, just someone who really understands caring for families in a whole person kind of way. And she also has chickens, which we will be talking about. And fair warning, this conversation was so good that we turned it into 2 parts. So today is part 1. Welcome, Dr. Brooke. I'm so glad that you're here.
Hi. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for that intro. That was really kind.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. How did you even get into chiropractic care in the first place?
Well, I always knew that I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to help and serve people and help them feel better. Um, my mom would come into my room at night, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and I would be like under the covers with a flashlight, reading an anatomy and physiology book.
That
And
does
my
sound very.
mom, yeah, my mom would be like, Brooke, you have got to go to bed. You have soccer in the morning, you have school, like, whatever. Um, but I've just always been enthralled with the human body. And I am a go big or go home kind of human being. So I didn't want to know a little, I wanted to know all of it. I thought I would be an orthopedic surgeon. Um, and then I tore my ACL my second game of my senior year playing soccer, which was really devastating. And I just like had a really tough time with the surgery and recovery. My PT was not trained to work with athletes. So she got me walking, which is great. But as an 18-year-old, I didn't want to just walk, right? So I ended up actually seeing my chiropractor, who I'd started seeing for headaches, a year, 2 years maybe beforehand. And he actually helped me rehab my knee. And I was like, wait a second. What is this? Like, this dude can help headaches. He can give me nutritional advice. He can give me rehab. He's actually touching my knee. Like, it's just so crazy. So then I pursued athletic training, which is something you and I have in common. I love athletic training because you get to be a jack of all trades, right?
Yep.
So that was really appealing to me. Um, and yeah, so I went to chiropractic school knowing that I could help more people do lots of different things and not just have the same, day in, day out. I'm treating knee injuries all day long. I get a very wide variety of things in my office every day, which is very fun.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And that makes me think of the one appointment that I had with you that ended up being like 3 hours long because I had so many issues. And
Yeah.
that is something that I love about you so much is that you don't let anyone leave there still
Mm.
struggling. Like you are going to do what you need to do to find a root of the cause and figure out what's going on and how to fix it.
It is one of my favorite things about me too. It's horrible business. It's a horrible
Yep.
way to run a business. So it's a really good thing I don't do this for that. But I do really love getting to the root of things. And I've been a patient on someone else's table or sitting in front of somebody else, and I've left with my head spinning, go like, wait, what just happened? I know they talked to me, but I don't know that that's actually what's happening for me, you know? And
Yep.
man, I don't want anybody to ever leave an experience with me thinking, wait, what? I don't know that that's right. That doesn't resonate. So,
I remember leaving that appointment and just telling Corey, like, that's not normal. Like, places don't do that. She literally did everything in her power to help me feel better. And it was
yeah,
just like, I don't know, that blew my mind.
man, I really wish that was more of like people's experience.
Yep. So, at what point did you realize that working more so with pregnant women and kids, when did you realize that that was something that you were good at and that you kind of wanted to focus on?
It was a journey for sure. I originally planned on working with athletes and only athletes. And I specifically chose my chiropractic school because they specialize in athletes, in rehab, all the things. I spent my time learning laser and shockwave and dry needling and like all of those things. Um, ACL, I actually got to do multiple ACL rehabs while I was in school, which was so fun, especially like having been that patient. So when I got out into the real world, I had done some peds training. The school I went to was really great pregnancy training. But once I got out into the real world and I was treating just general population, I started noticing that these moms were coming in and moms are, they're so dedicated to taking care of their children and to figuring out that balance of work and life at home that they often just got left behind and forgotten. So I really, really wanted to figure out how to take care of those women and how to figure out how they could do that while they also took care of all the other things that they wanted to, all those buckets that all women have really. And so I got to see that like through pregnancy, all of these shifts happen in your body. And then in postpartum, all of those shifts like serve a purpose. I like to look at it as a rebuilding period. And women get to refigure out their core. They get to refigure out stability. They get to refigure out their posture, right? All of those things, all those
I'm
things.
literally sitting here like, wait, okay, how am I saying?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. I'll be like driving in the car and I'm like, what are you doing?
Huh?
Whoa.
Yep.
So yeah, I got to see it from that perspective. And then when I got pregnant and I went through my own pregnancy and postpartum, my knee still wasn't fully rehabbed. I couldn't do step ups. I couldn't do lunges. I could run, but I couldn't juke the way I wanted to in order to play soccer. And so in pregnancy, I actually rehabbed my knee further and got rid of
Wow.
my knee pain altogether in pregnancy and
I did
postpartum.
not know that. Wow, look at you.
What is that? That's so
Ow.
crazy. I had an awesome personal trainer who helped me and like really pushed me to figure out like why I wasn't able to like do all the things I wanted to do and opened my eyes into the fact that like, no, but you can, like you have more ligament laxity right now, utilize it. That launched me into looking at pregnancy and postpartum as this rebuilding phase and helping women to figure out these aches and pains you've had your whole life. If you can rebuild just like your baby is building, match them as they move through milestones, you can actually get rid of that nagging low back pain that you've had for years and years and years because you get this beautiful period.
Honestly, I love that you said that about like kind of going along with baby growing
Mm,
because we focus so much on the milestones that your baby is hitting inside your belly.
mm,
And
mhm,
like, are they raspberry today? Are they orange today?
mhm,
And all the things
mhm,
that they're learning. So kind of like matching that up
mm.
with also growing your body too. Like
Yeah,
that as a mom who has been pregnant, that is
yeah,
something that is very easy to like visualize and actually like get on board with.
yeah. Well, and let's figure it out for just a second. We all have the same wiring. Our
Mhm.
brains were meant to move through these milestones together. So you moved through the same milestones that Emmy is moving through right now. You did that when you
Yeah.
were her age. That's just so cool to me. First
I
off,
don't
that's
think
just
about
like
that.
so cool. Um, and like there might have been milestones that you missed.
Mhm.
I look at adults all day long, and I mean all day long, and I'm like, oh, I wish you
Oh,
had
you missed
spent a
that one.
little. I wish you had spent a little bit longer crawling. Oh, I wish that you had worked through tummy time a little bit more. I
Mm.
wish that you had done more challenging activities and learned more about your body in space and how your body adapts to different challenges, different height
Mhm.
of climbing things, etc., that kind of stuff, because you could have built a stronger body.
Mhm.
But you do get a chance as a woman in pregnancy and postpartum to like rebuild that. So it's not all lost.
Yeah.
But like, man, if all kids could start out and we can actually make sure, and let's back up from that, like in utero, they're turning on their reflexes. Their
Mhm.
cardinal movements coming out of the womb, through the vaginal canal is them, the very, very beginnings of their turning on their reflexes. What? The way that their birth matters? What? It's
Yep.
like setting them up for forever. I'm obviously
Mhm.
very passionate about this.
I know. I'm getting emotional just like hearing you talk about it because your passion is really coming out. I remember one of the first times that I came and saw you with Carson and we talked about his birth and all that stuff. And I was like, what do you mean how came out of my vagina impacts him as a being? And even now, he's 6 years old and like still talking about how he was born impacts things.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this is not something that's like broadcasted. It's not something that is
Yeah.
in all the birthing books.
I mean, and we are so resilient, right? Like human beings are so resilient. And I don't believe that we were created to live in this space of like, I wish, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But man, there are so many parents that work so, so hard to get their children to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And
Mhm.
if we had just taken them back into their pregnancy and helped set them up with providers that know about physiology and that know about a physiological birth and that can honor them in a space, and
Mhm.
then someone that actually teaches them about how their baby moves,
Mhm.
not just, oh, it's 6 months. It's your baby is 6 months old. Are they sitting?
Yep. Mhm.
Who gives a rat's booty about them sitting? I don't care about them sitting. Can they get
Mhm.
in and out of sitting? Can they
Mhm.
stabilize themselves in it? Have they been empowered to move through that? Or can I just sit them there and they can maintain it? What a
Mhm.
freaking milestone. I'm so sorry, but like that, what?
Mhm.
That
Yep.
means that means diddly squat to me. It's just like, oh yeah.
I feel like we could talk about that for ages. Um, okay. So being a mom obviously changes everything. So how did becoming a mom yourself shape the way that you practice and the way that you help other moms?
Yeah. Um, I wanted to be a mom for a lot longer than I like got to actually experience it. I lived in that space for a very long time, 5 years to be exact. And in that time, I was already working on babies. I was already working on mamas. And man, there are a lot of stupid things I said, thinking that these moms had time to do all of this stuff, to have this perfect child that hit all these milestones and man, foot in mouth, right? My birth didn't go exactly as I wanted it to. My postpartum absolutely did not go the way I wanted it to. My breastfeeding journey did not go the way I wanted it to. And I didn't have support at home. So I was like literally just thrown to the wolves. Is really what it felt like. I went into a dark place very, very quickly. And I do think that that was purposeful. I think the Lord knew that I needed a little bit more grace to hand out to other people. Take my pride down a little bit. You know, I went into pregnancy and I am telling you, every single patient was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake for you. You know so much. You have all the tools.
I think it's always the opposite. The exact opposite.
Oh, yeah, man. My baby was the hardest breastfeeding case not second hardest that I have ever had. And I had pain through breastfeeding until we weaned at 17 months. I
Oh my
don't,
God.
I would never want that for my patient
Right.
ever. Like, oh man, but I didn't have support. So now and this is something I teach to my other docs, this is something that I preach really. I don't teach it, I preach it. You don't know what their home life is. And that's like one of the first pieces of information I gather from a mom is like, what is your home life? Do you have support? Is someone else helping you to care for babies so you can care for you?
Hmm.
Because if you don't have support, I'm not sending you home with the 15 exercises that you could do to have this perfect experience.
Hmm.
I might send you home with one. I
Yep.
might send you home with two. And I'll tread more carefully, right? So it's been a very humbling journey. But I think good, you know, I think I needed
Mhm.
it. So
All right. Because you are not just a chiropractor, you also run a whole business and raise a tiny human at the same time. What does a normal day look like balancing all that?
well, there's a short story and a long story to that. Um, Short story is I have learned that I have to schedule my days very, very specifically.
Mm.
I don't know how other women manage it, but like I am a one or a two hat per day kind of person. So putting on a mom hat to like get out of the door for school, and then putting on a business hat, and then putting on the practitioner hat, and then putting on a friend hat, and then going back to a mom and a wife hat.
Mhm.
Dude, that was my day yesterday, and I am still trying to recover.
It's a lot.
That's just not my forte. So I've learned to like really schedule things around. I was encouraged about a year ago to like really look at what I wanted my days to look like and feel like and schedule them based on that. Granted, I'm 5 years in now. So I have the luxury of having people help me. When I was on my own, life was a struggle. But right now, I like literally planned out my week. Monday mornings, I do home meal prep. Like I work out in the morning, and then my whole morning is I go to the grocery store, I do all of the prep of all the vegetables, I make all of our meal plans, everything's ready to go. Then I work in the afternoon on patients.
It's impressive.
And yeah, well, it was happening on Sundays, and then I wasn't getting to enjoy
Mhm.
Sunday, and it would bleed into Saturday. And I just like got to the point where I was like, selfishly, like, you guys are having fun.
Yes.
Why don't I get to have fun?
Yep.
I want to have fun. So I basically said to my husband, either someone will do these things for us, or what I would like is for me to get to do it. And I will get to do it in protected space where I'm not also like missing out on fun, family stuff. Like family time is, like I said, I waited a very long time to have Cade, and he's very, very important to me. And so is my husband. And like, I, man, when I leave this office, I, I don't do this.
Hmm.
Like I have learned very, very, it was a hard lesson, but I have learned it is like a switch. I turn it off. You text me about something, I'll respond to you. I will not remember it on Monday when I see you in my office because I literally have just like separated it so much in my brain. Um, Good coping strategy. And then on Tuesdays, I do admin. So on Tuesdays, I basically like maybe I'll get my hair done, maybe I'll get a massage, but essentially I'm like at my computer doing business focus, business growth kind of stuff. And then Wednesdays, I work out again. And then I come to the office with no agenda, which is really nice. And then I see patients in the afternoon. So like I kind of have like some blank space.
Yeah.
And then Thursdays I work all day. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is all family.
I feel like once
It's a
you are
good
able to
balance.
find that like balance within your work and life, it's just like you open up a whole other world.
Well, I mean, and there was this time, you know, when I started my practice, I was 32 weeks pregnant. 32 weeks
Really?
pregnant. It was August of
God, bless
2020.
you. Pregnancy makes us do some really crazy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And so I like worked for a couple of weeks from my house, converted my dining room into an office, and then had Cade. It took me a long time to come back. I don't think I came back until he was almost 6 months old. Because of course he wouldn't take a bottle. He wasn't sleeping. I didn't have a nanny. Couldn't afford a nanny.
Yep.
Um, and so anyway, I came back and I worked 2 days a week. I worked Tuesday and Thursday, and I worked from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Somehow pumped in between. Um, and then I recovered on Wednesday and I recovered on Friday. It was so hard. Um, and I did all the scheduling, I did all the billing, I did all of that stuff by myself. And so, there I am with a newborn child who didn't sleep through the night till 4.5 years of not sleeping and running my business on my own. You can imagine how my secondary and tertiary fertility journey is going.
Yeah.
So I this last year was kind of like knocked on my ass. Like, dude, your body is like screaming for help. Like
Hmm.
it's so dysregulated. my body was just exhausted, and I didn't feel exhausted because I think I had hit this other side of like, living on adrenaline.
Yeah.
So I had my second miscarriage this past May.
Mhm.
And in that recovery, I was like, what am I doing? This is just nuts. Like, I love what I do. I love my work. And that's kind of my downfall.
Mhm.
I would do this every day if I could. But then I have nothing for my family. And
Mhm.
like my husband's getting the second best of me, my child's getting the second best of me. That really sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's one of the hard with being a business owner is having that
Mm-hmm.
realization within yourself of like, oh, I'm not fully me for a
Mm-hmm.
family, which is what matters the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then like I stand here all day
Hmm.
talking about how much you need to take care of yourself and how important you are. And I didn't believe that I was worth being taken care of. And like, that's just so crazy. Like, what would I tell my patient, right? Like, I would never want another woman to feel that way.
Hmm.
And then that was my reality. So the Lord definitely held my hand as he humbled me
Hmm.
through all of that. And it was hard, but I'm like, now fully a year out of all of that. Like,
Hmm.
okay, we made it onto the other side. I still don't have a baby, but like I'm okay. I'm thriving. I'm taking care of me. I'm taking care of my family. I have much better balance. I have amazing staff.
Hmm.
Amazing staff.
You do. I love your story.
Yeah, yeah, man. I need them to stay forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love my staff. So that's been a huge part of me being able to find balance
Mhm.
and forced to find it and then help to find it,
Yeah.
along the way. So,
Well, it
yeah.
sounds like you have also just gotten more like bold in your boundary setting as well,
Mm, mm, yeah.
which is a very hard thing to do.
Oh, yeah. Especially as an Enneagram to wanting to help everyone.
Hmm.
Yeah. hmm
What am
And
I?
I'm friends with all my patients, right?
Yeah. I think I'm a 7.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like an 8. I go back and forth between an 8 and a 2. And
Interesting.
an 8 is someone who doesn't like to be told no.
Wait, what? That's you. Huh.
Go big or go home.
That's-
And the 2 is like the selfless, like I will give you all of
Mhm.
empath. That is my child. That's absolutely me. So I have to check it though.
Mhm. So, with everything that you have done and how your business has done and becoming a mom and everything that you've been through, what do you feel like is the most rewarding part of what you do every day?
I think that, I'm finally at a place where being at work fills my cup and being at home fills my cup. I'm no longer feeling like I have to take from one to give to the other and vice versa. There are days that are long. There are days that are hard. My husband often jokes. He's like, my husband's a chiropractor, right? He's like, your days are very different than mine. Like, I often have women crying in my office. I often have patients that are here for a long time and I'm juggling back and forth, like, that's not his experience of practice. And I love that that's my experience of practice.
Mhm.
Like, I really love it. Um, Yesterday specifically, I had a patient who had a panic attack
Mm.
during our visit. And this is one of my first ever patients that I ever touched legally in the
Wow.
state of North Carolina. Like first ever patients. So she's very near and dear to me.
Mhm.
And it derailed my entire day, schedule wise. But I enjoyed it. It's like so it's just I don't know. There is just something to trying to hold space for someone and trying to do it despite. I think that's what it is. Like everyone else would tell me to pass the patient off and to stay on schedule. I don't like being told that. I want to be able to hold space and still give care to other people. And so, anyway, it was a hard day. It was a really hard day. And it left me, checking on that patient last night, checking on that patient today.
Mhm.
Wow, what a cool practice. Like, I just would have never imagined that I would get to be that connected to people and that I would get to care that much about people and serve them in that kind of way. Like, I can't help but truly believe that is like a gift from God, that is what I get to do every day.
Mhm. Try not to cry right now because, like, I talk to Corey all the time about how much you have impacted all of my pregnancies, my kids. Like, when we were thinking of coming back to Raleigh from Charlotte, one of the like obviously to be closer to family, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can see Brooke again." The way that you treat your clients is not like I said before, like it's not like a normal thing because you very much connect with your clients and you deeply care for your clients, which it's a rare thing. And it's something that I already know. I'm seeing you until you don't let me come back anymore. But my kids will know you and like come and see you forever.
Yeah.
It is just the relationship that you have with your clients. Like you can very clearly tell that from how people talk about you and how you just are in your office.
Yeah, that is like just one of the biggest gifts, like getting to watch these kids grow up, getting to have like known them in utero and then seeing them as they get older. Like I had one of the families that I saw yesterday, also one of my first ever. They're going to college.
Oh my gosh.
Like how? How? And I have to stop myself from every time I see them. And one of them is like 6'4".
Mm,
And I have watched him grow on my table
yeah.
for the last 10 years. And it is just like, what a gift. It's just so cool.
I remember when I was pregnant with Carson, I was having like I couldn't breathe because how much he was up in my ribs. And I remember I was on the table and you were talking to him and you were like, "All right, buddy, we got to give your mommy a little break." And you literally like pulled him down
Mhm.
out of my ribs and just held him there for a few
Mhm.
minutes. You just like chatted with him. And then
Yeah.
when he came out, you saw him when he was a baby. I'm like, and then you see him now that he's 6. I'm like, that
Mhm.
is crazy. Like this is, and it's something that he doesn't understand yet, but like
Mhm.
you are someone that spoke to him when he was still forming in my belly.
It's so cool. And there's this like interesting part about the chiropractic profession. And I think it's shifting in the opposite direction, but most chiropractors are men. Um, But when I graduated, it was very much this whole like, oh no, this is how we do things.
Mhm.
We sell these big packages. We see people really quickly. We see them for a really long time, meaning like for their neck pain that they're having, right? We're going to treat them for 3 months and we're going to treat them 47 times,
Yeah.
48 times in those 3 months. And the 8 in me was like, absolutely not. Mm-mm. I don't, rules are not for me.
Mhm.
Those rules are definitely not for me. So I don't really care how we make ends meet, but I do care that I can spend 20, 30, 43 hours with a patient
Mhm.
and really try to give them something that nobody else is really willing to give them because they're important and they matter and their journey is like really relevant, right?
Mhm.
It's not just, I don't see people as just another patient.
Mhm.
I, the empath in me can really see like, oh my gosh, you can't pick up your kid.
Mhm.
I can't let you leave without feeling like I at least attempted to help
Mhm.
you, hit that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Chiropractic is such a funny world, but it's beautiful in that we can like all practice in very different ways and people resonate with different styles. Not everybody's going to resonate with my style.
Mhm.
And that's totally fine, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it was, what was it? I saw you the Friday before Emmy was born, and you
Mm.
told me your body is ready, everything is ready, but you need to chill out. I was sitting there like, oh, well, crap, she actually knows me. Okay. You were like, I'm more concerned about you being stressed than your body because your body is ready. But mentally you're not. And I feel like a lot of other providers would have just been like, oh, like, yeah, your body, no, just let your body do its thing or do this to move things along. And you are very much like, you need to take care of yourself because I can see that you're not. Like, you are stressed out,
Yeah.
you're doing too much. And
And
then
boy, were you.
she was born, what, like 32 hours later? So,
Mhm.
okay, so we need to talk a little bit about the chickens because I know everyone wants to know about the chickens. How
Is
did
my
this
husband gonna
start?
listen to this? First off,
Um,
let's disclaimer because there are some things that need to be kept
we
under tight wraps.
we don't have to tell him how many are in the future. You don't have to tell him that.
Okay,
Um,
perfect. Perfect.
I know that they're a big part of your life, and I love that. I mainly want to know, like, do they have names? Do you have favorites? Like, does Cade have his
Mm,
favorite that he like?
yeah.
Like,
Mm.
I need to know this stuff.
Oh, Cade definitely has a favorite. Um, every white chicken we have ever had has gotten eaten by a hawk.
Oh gosh, just the
Every
white
one
one.
of them. Just the white. Because they can see them easily.
Gosh, yeah.
Um, so Buttercup is the name of every white chicken that we have. And Buttercup actually is like 2 years old now. So she's actually
Oh,
survived. We might have broken that.
okay.
But yeah, that's his favorite. We have a couple of favorites. One of our family favorites, her name is Phoenix. She is black and red and
Oh,
she looks really cool. She has like a lot of variation in her feathers, but she's our favorite because she is nosy as all get out.
I love that.
I mean, we open the back door and oh, here comes Phoenix. And she's like, all up in your grill, wanting to know what you have in your hands. Like, but you can't pick her up. She just wants to be
That's
there.
part of the conversation.
And our very favorite, her name is Betty. She actually died this week, which
Oh,
was really hard for me. She died on Saturday. She was a black Kogan, and so she had pants of feathers.
oh my gosh, I love those.
Betty was our best mama we ever had. So we have
Oh,
roosters. So I let them, you know, in my fertility journey, I'm like, girls, if you want to be a mom, you can be a mom.
yeah.
I will support you. Whereas most people are like, no, no, don't be broody, don't be broody. I'm like,
Yeah,
all for it.
you let your
Um,
chickens run wild. Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, yeah. Betty has been our best mama by far. She will have babies and she will fight anybody to the death that messes with them. It's really, really cool
Mm.
to watch a mama and her chicks integrate with 40 or so other chickens. It's like
40 or so.
maybe.
Okay. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah. So those are our favorites. If I had known that you could get such cool egg variation,
Mhm.
I would have had 100 chickens from the very beginning. I didn't realize that was going to be as fun as it is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, I will be coming to you when it's time for us to get chickens. But we are going to pause here for today because this conversation was just too good to squeeze into just one episode. In part 2 of this conversation, Dr. Brooke and I are going to dive deeper into prenatal chiropractic care, what it actually looks like to work with babies, how chiropractic care can support breastfeeding, and some more fascinating things about infant development that really every parent should know. If you'd like to go ahead and connect with Dr. Brooke on Instagram, you can find her at bloom.familywellness. So if you're pregnant, postpartum, or raising little ones, you are definitely going to want to hear the rest of this conversation. Make sure you're following the podcast so you don't miss part 2 in 2 weeks. You can always connect with me on Instagram at Ally the Doula and learn more about my services or download resources on my website at allyravendoula.com. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And remember, you are doing much better than you think. I'll talk to you soon.